Hey, Star Killer and Lampo Flare. How you been, Star Killer? Glad to hear it. Been doing all right. Had a pretty fun road trip. Kids behaved themselves nicely. Marcus, hello, welcome. You just finished your closing shift and you have to get up in 5 hours for another opening? Mm-mm. That sucks, Marcus. Good luck. That's brutal. Messina just subbed. Well, thank you. Evidently, that would be on Brasscoin channel. No? No, that would be this one. I lied. Yeah, I would ask about that, Marcus. It's pretty wild. Not my cat, just chilling in the bottom corner of the. I think pretty much any retail is going to work you to the bone, chew you up and spit you out, and have nothing to thank you for afterwards. Can't really see that very well. There's Starkiller, but managed to get my hands on 2 of those like we've been talking about. Hey, that's better. I haven't cracked into them or opened them, or the singles I've gotten, because I'm kind of weirded out by the fact that I was able to get some. So I'm like, did I just get really lucky and get some product, or did nobody want these ones? Because like I bought the singles from Walmart for retail for MSRP, and it was like $4.95 a pack, and I'm still kind of reeling because it has been so long since I've bought a pack at MSRP. Zeth says no one wanted them. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. Your marketplace Pokemon Center ones are $115 and not selling. Like, you're saying you currently have some for sale on your marketplace, or like you're seeing some on your marketplace and they're not selling? Ah, okay. You have a booster box? Usually I'll grab an ETB just so I can get the card sleeves that I usually don't use. I just like collecting the card sleeves for some stupid reason. And the card inside, like the guaranteed card. But like, I haven't cracked into it because there's like 2 hits in the entire thing that are worthwhile, and that's one of the Darkrai and like another card. And the Darkrai is only 300 and the other card's like 116. Your master setting card sleeves? Solid. Yeah, the Morpeko, that's what it is. Darkrai and Morpeko. It was like the odds of me actually pulling one of those is very low. I've never pulled the rarest card in a set before, so. You just want the promo from the ETB? Hey, PSA 9 Blastoise, solid. That's the other thing, right? You put all the effort into buying the cards and pulling them, and you try to pull your card, right? Like the top hit, and you can't even guarantee it's going to be a PSA 8 at the very least, because it could be your card, but horribly, horribly off center. So, like, that. The odds are just terrible. Legend, welcome. Rose, welcome. Yes, I absolutely am streaming on 2 accounts. It was the universe telling you to stop by, give us a like and a sub. It was, we're good enough that it recommended us twice, basically, is what I'm hearing. Welcome, Wiss. How have you been? Oh, that actually happens a lot more common than you would think. Especially if you have a habit of watching Pokemon stuff. You don't know if I remember you, but do I remember Ultimate Flames 27? I'm gonna be honest. Not very much, no. I would remember a description of an interaction we've had quicker than I would remember the name. Because that's just the way my brain is wired. Like, I remember somebody that I talked about something with more than I'll remember their name. Because I'm a face person. And when people change their names on YouTube and change their profile pictures, it messes with me. Oh yeah, we still stuck with the Dratinis. No one forgets Zeth's name. I mean, it is pretty unique. Like, Ultimate Flames does sound familiar. Can't say the 27 behind it does. It's your real name. It's unique anyways. Surprise Spanish skills check. Present myself in Spanish. I'm sitting here and I got my stand goal. Killing it today. Mayama, Sludge Bomb Trainer. ¿Cómo está? Yeah, no more Spanish coming to my mind there, Wes. Isn't another way to say that like soy sludge bomb trainer? I forgot the yo soy sludge bomb trainer. It's 11:30 at night, and I am just casually drinking a Monster. And you know what the sad part is? I will still go to sleep and sleep like a baby. Or at the very least, be out like a light. Done. When do I go back to work? Monday the 3rd. Yeah, it's not bad. I'll have to see if one of these days I can pull an all-nighter. It's not likely, but it could happen. I can tell you what though, it's a lot more likely to happen if I get this Stratini on this vacation to say, you know what? Let's just have like an all-night stream to see if we can take home the win. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Kids would have to stay the night at their grandparents' house, and we'd have to get some star alignment going on. Yeah, right, Star Killer. I'm gonna get it in like 10 resets. You can see me sneaking up on that 4,000 encounters. You think this game is actually going to let me get to 8,000 encounters on a Pokemon in this run? At this point, the game would be admitting defeat if it did that. You can't even turn your game on anymore because it makes you so mad. That's unfortunate. Not me pounding an energy drink and then still having the audacity to yawn afterwards. I'm still amazed that the game just hasn't given you a shiny yet, Starkiller. It's pretty crazy. Pretty wild behavior of that game. Did it every night for like 3 weeks straight, and one day you almost did it all day and nothing? That's why I like counting the encounters. I feel like at a certain point, the game knows you're watching and counting. And it's like, alright, I gotta give him something. You got a million baby raccoons now, but the question is, have you abducted one yet? I mean, if there's a million baby raccoons, surely they won't notice if one goes missing. You had one inside the house because it would run to you to get food, and when you would try to grab him, he would run outside again. Just gotta make a laundry basket trap. Put some food in there, let him go get it, pull the string to let the laundry basket drop. You have a free snack store? Yeah, basically. You're just gonna become an Iron Legend figure to the raccoon populace. I have a pigeon that laid two eggs on my balcony, so there's that. We got a pigeon friend. It's actually just like a foot away from me right now, really. Maybe 3 tops. It's outside my balcony door right here. Just chilling, vibing. Got a family of pigeons. Its name is Pidgey. You also have an army of birds because you have bird seed bowls out for fence squirrels. The birds are laying eggs in your wreath. That's close enough to a nest. It's a dumb idea, but I can see how they could get confused. Is it on your front door? Like, is the wreath just chilling on your door? Because that would be freaking hilarious. There's 2 different nests, and the birds alternate the nests. One in the middle and one's on top. It's right next to the front door. Gotcha. What kind of birds are they? Are they cool birds? Because like I think my pigeon's kind of lame, but I'll take it. It's something. Yeah, so out on my balcony, it's like a 5-foot by 3-foot balcony. We have a freezer out there that's plugged in, and the freezer's about a foot away from the balcony railing and like 8 inches away from my wall. The pigeon found the corner between my wall and my freezer and built its nest up there. On the floor, mind you, but we're on the 3rd floor, so it thinks it's pretty sly and high up. That's pretty cool. Not cardinals, just red kind of bird and then some doves. That's definitely better than my pigeon. And my my pigeon has 2 eggs in its nest right now. It's funny because occasionally there's two pigeons out there. Probably like the dad bird and the mom bird both. So that's interesting. You have a giant hawk that comes by and sits on your deck. Dang. They seem like fun, stupid birds to have around. Kind of. It's pretty alright. It is funny in the morning when we hear it like cooing. I thought about catching it. Like, catching it would not be the hard part at all. Like, I could just reach out and grab it at any given time. Like, it would not be hard. Like, we could have a guest appearance of a bird in like 30 seconds. But like, my problem is once I did catch it, like what would I do with it? And it's like, I don't want a pet bird. Much less a family of birds. And do it. But then I like scare it off. I don't want it to like abandon its eggs because that becomes my problem. Oh. A dove might be worth it. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong bird, but I feel like doves are something that are hunted. Right? Like they're kind of pheasant that people eat. Doves are pretty birds. A certain type of dove is hunted. That would make sense. Yeah. Yeah, doves are hunted in Idaho. Not white doves, mind you, just doves. That kind. Those are the kind you have? Sounds nummy. Ha. Zerfix. You don't forward the game on the Switch. They wouldn't be hard to catch. If I could fast forward this game, I would definitely be up to a lot more shenanigans than just fast forwarding. I would remove the cap for how many coins I can have in my case and just make it so that I can buy an infinite number of these Stratini and just fill up my boxes and spam through all of the boxes to find the shiny. They do need to come out with better games on the Switch. Honestly, these are two of the best games available on the Switch right now, and that's kind of sad. Yeah, I only have enough coins to buy. You can only hold enough coins to buy 2 Dratini at any given time. It's a sad day. Hey, Colossus, welcome, welcome. We meet again. Oh, I definitely don't stream as much as I used to. I basically have to have stars aligned to be able to stream. Like, I have to get both of my kids to bed and asleep before 8 so I can stream on a given night. And anymore, that's almost impossible. I also would have the day off the next morning so that I don't have to worry about being super dead tired going into work. But the odds of me actually getting my kids to go to sleep at a decent time on a Tuesday, Friday, or Saturday is impossible. Like, they know that I have other things that I want to be doing those days particularly. Today was one of them. Kid didn't go to sleep until like 10 o'clock. I was like, you want to be doing something other than giving me attention, so therefore I'm just not gonna go to sleep. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I didn't even know the DLC was something that you had to purchase, honestly. I thought it was a free DLC, but it's just more cities, isn't it? I have not seen the 30th anniversary pack leaks. haven't really paid much attention to it because I doubt I will be able to find any of it anyways. Gifted a silver star. Who was that? One and only PG. Oh, they popping off with the stars in the jewels. Yeah, the place that I was able to do pre-orders at, they're not letting us do pre-orders anymore because their employees screwed up so bad. I'm like amazed at that stars that are going on. We got like so many stars. The rumor is that the cards are going to be overprinted. I doubt it. Or Pokemon overprinting anything in this day and age? Impossible. Oh my gosh, those stars are still going. It would be interesting if the stars actually popped up on my screen every single time. Because like that would be a great way to like lock me out of actually playing the game. What is even happening right now? Somebody just dropped $4 worth of jewels so far. You're using your final team for your in-game trade gift game corner team? Solid. I ain't even mad. Like, somebody bogging down the chat over there. It's actually low-key kind of impressive. I think we're up to like $6 dropped. Somebody making a contribution towards the old new PC. I'm digging it. Because my current PC is kind of crapping out on us. You need a PC as well? Oh, it finally popped up again. Oh, there it is. I was hoping it would do that. Gosh dang, cat. Evolutions, cats, dogs, and rodents. Honestly, I approve of this level of trolling. This is fantastic. Like, I legitimately hope that it just keeps popping that over and over and over again, because that's hilarious. You don't want to drop $800 on a new PC? Yeah, when I drop funds on a PC, it's gonna be like to the tune of probably $1,500 to $2,000. Colossus, I think I'd have to agree. Evolutions are kind of terrible after Gen 4. Well, really after Gen 2, but Sylveon's pretty alright. Leafeon and Glaceon, not so much. I think Gen 4 just wasn't it. Leafeon is not your favorite at all. Yeah, I like Sylveon. Umbreon is my all-time favorite. Magmar went from super rad to super bad. Honestly, I think Magmar's kind of creepy. And the Lickitung evolution and the Apom, yeah, they're terrible. Gen 4 just wasn't it for a lot of continued lines. Okay, I think we're at less than like 20 of those stars popping up on the screen, but we're almost at 1,000 redemptions. So keeping the pace, I am fairly confident that that star is going to occasionally pop for like the remainder of the stream, and that is a fantastic use of time and jewels. For you, Gen 1 to 3 are perfect. Solid, my man. Around 60 to 70 Pokemon designs from Gen 4 are alright, and then Gen 5 only had Axew. Maybe Victini and the Dragon Trio. Hey, Gen 5 had the bugs, alright? Leavanny. Scolipede. Crustle. Like, Gen 5's contribution to the Pokemon world is bug Pokemon. Genesect. Gen 5 had Trubbish, Vanillish, and Chandelier. Yeah. But Scolipede, though. I'm so glad that Dratini wasn't shiny. I don't need a shiny Dratini named Ah. Yeah, most of the designs weren't great. Like, we had the elemental monkeys, that was pretty terrible. We had whatever the heck Watchhog is. I know it's a meerkat, but still. That was just terrible. We had Lillipup, that was terrible. We had Sock and Throw, that was terrible. Zebstrika, we needed a zebra, admittedly. Zebra needed to be there. Isn't a great Pokemon, but it's a zebra. I mean, we had Frillish. Frillish is kind of okay for a water ghosty. I think we had Cottony and Lilligant. Those are pretty lame. Yeah, Mask and Cofferegus, not super great. Crocodile's okay. Trubbish, not the best ever. Zorua and Zoroark are pretty okay. I like Hydreigon. That's pretty cool. I can't remember. I think Sliggoo was Gen 6, so not in this one. Axew's okay. I don't like Durant and Heatmore. I think they're pretty lame. Butterfree, Beedrill, and Venomoth can't use. That made no sense. I'll have to just keep the Pokemon they have already and introduce new legendaries and just keep better story. You know, that would be okay. That would be good. You believe after Ken Sugimori stopped designing Pokemon, the vibe left with him? Good chance. Oh yeah. Worm. The mighty worm. Love it. I don't know how I picked that out of this wall, but like, hello and welcome. Well, I guess we figured out that somebody dropped 40 bucks worth of jewels. Thank you. Thank you to the one and only PG and I. Dude, that was dope. Like, that is the best use of time I've seen. Like, I am pretty sure that star is going to be popping up for the rest of the stream, and like, if that's not the best use of trolling abilities, I don't know what is. That's fantastic. Just remembered there were a promo card for XY TBC released in 2016 that's worth $500. Dang. I would believe it, the Mighty Worm. I would believe it. Starkiller, if you're still hanging out, I've been fighting the urge to play through Tears of the Kingdom. This Zelda music I've been listening to recently is not helping. I have a shiny Jirachi Colossus. Yeah, I can get Jirachi at any time. I have the bonus disc Jirachi. You were thinking about playing that the other day? There's a mystique in the air. $42. Level 42. You're still finishing R2-D2? I'm sorry, like, every time I see that, I know it's Red Dead Redemption 2. But, like, I can't see RDR2, like, I can't. So if I call it R2-D2, like, that's what I'm talking about, is Red Dead. Hey, Tornado. How you doing? The heck? Tornado, has your name always been that, by chance? Where the heck did my mouse go? You used to be Moldavian country ball? Okay, Tornado, that makes so much more sense. Like, I just barely noticed that your name is blue on my channel. And I'm like, who the heck is this guy and how did he get moderator on my channel? What did I do? It's all coming together now. Moldavian is a name that I do recognize. Like, I know we've chatted with your name as Tornado Tech, I just have not noticed that it was blue until today. I was going, I was confused. The star stopped. Yeah, if one and only is still hanging out, like I have a question. Like, did it let you just buy $40 worth of stars all at once, or did you have to like click and buy over and over and over again? Like, oh, I want to send a star. How many would you like to send? You know what? Let's send 2,000. I'm hoping it was like that. Oh, you had to manually click them. You clicked 2,000 times, and it was def worth it because you can still hear it. That's great. I appreciate the effort. That's a lot of clicking. Oh, hey, let's not do that. Not do the new game. Only Pokemon you don't own are Seal and Porygon. Frankenstein. An apt name for a bot. Is Electrode any good? He's not terrible. How is work life nowadays, post shifting to my new dwellings? Um, I mean, work life's okay, still a little crazy and hectic trying to get some projects done. Like, problem is I don't know what I don't know and don't know what I or now know what I didn't know. Um, So some learning had to be done, and we're better off for things going forward. But I have like 24 weeks worth of projects to finish up, and that's not great. But we got a good team to work with, and we'll get it taken care of. But yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed that it's going to take 24 weeks to get through this at a minimum. Um, that is a good question, Colossus. So I work 8 to 5, but due to emails and just my own personal desire to keep things moving along, I usually answer emails and do things off and on until like 10 p.m. each night. Not every single night, but there are a few things where I'm just like, okay, I'm catching up until 7, or I'll log in to do a certain thing because I thought of it and don't want it to slip through the cracks. So, like, while I can't say that I'm putting in like 45 plus hours a week, I'm probably putting in around 45 fairly consistently, even with working a half day on Saturday. Just being at the beck and call, signing on when I need to, early if I have to, late if I have to. It adds up over time, but it's nothing like super egregious or anything. This playthrough you're doing has had you using Pokemon you never would have thought of? That's good, that means it's working. There we go, that's my question. Oh, solid. And once it's for me, you don't talk about business or work anymore, and emails like are shut by 8 p.m. Nice. Fierbend. Fierbend. Saturday and Sundays, everything is closed, even malls. Only the cinemas are open. Solid. I like that. American fast foods still open till midnight. Of course. Apparently that's America's contributions to the world. Making everybody lose work-life balance. That gave you a good laugh. Yeah. So I think I've just committed to streaming until those stars stop, because I'm morbidly curious at how long they're going to continue to go on for. They've been delightful. And I am easily going to hold this in my back pocket to use on somebody else at some point in time later, because this has been awesome. Huh. What about if ancestors left voluntarily, Colossus? Because I am definitely of German descent. That's easy, Colossus. You can have every office in American politics except for the office of president. Without natural citizenship. I think. It there's a chance the Supreme Court also falls under that, but the only one I know of for certain is if you weren't born in the United States or one of its territories, you cannot become the president. Every other office is you are eligible. By extension, vice president is also in that category because one of the stipulations of being vice president is that should the president not be fit for office or able to perform the office, the vice president would take their place, and so the vice president has to be eligible to be the president. So those two are for sure you can't have. For example, Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian by birth, I believe, and he was able to be the governor of California. Yep, looks like just president and vice president. Can't can't have it unless you're a natural citizen. I too wish Dragonair didn't take so long to evolve. I wish Shiny Dratini didn't take so long to find. But we are coming up on the 4,000 mark, which is typically where we find shinies. Despite this game having a 1 in 8,000 odd. I wish Shiny Bulbasaur wasn't so hard to find as well, Star Killer. It would be really great if you could start your run at some point. Each state of the US has a constitution, but from the federal as a whole has a constitution too, which makes the federal constitution supreme. Kind of. There's actually a lot of nuance to that Colossus. Perhaps the education system is the root issue of problems. You just need to go ahead and play through the game at that point. Some of the nuance to that Colossus is if a state says something is legal and the Fed says something's illegal, it is illegal. Chances are you won't be prosecuted for it outside of your state unless it affects another individual in another state. But a state cannot override the Fed if the Fed says something's illegal. And that way it is supreme. However, if the Fed says something is legal, a state can still come and say, nope, that is illegal in our state. At that point, the state's constitution is, and law system, is superior to the Fed. Basically, whichever one says something's illegal is going to be the one that's listened to or adhered to and considered supreme. Then it's a matter of, are you going to get prosecuted for it? Not likely. That's the problem with a party system. Theoretically, there can be an infinite number of parties. However, what that actually does in application is water down the choices, is really all it does. So anytime you introduce a party system, you will inevitably arrive at a two-party system. But theoretically, there are at least 4, if not 8 parties, technically, in the United States, but it usually only boils down to two, Republican or Democrat. I need to go see why some kids are crying. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. In Germany, you can have the Socialist German Workers' Party back, Communist Party, left, green, ultra right, extreme. Alternative for Germany, which has many seats already in the parliament. Yeah, Colossus. So in America, you have the two famous ones, which are Republican or Democrat. Then you have what's it called? The Tea Party, the Green Tea Party. You have the Liberal Party. Yeah, Republican, Democrat, Green Tea Party, and Liberal. And then, of course, a bunch of independent parties. The problem is people are conditioned to vote either Republican or Democrat based on their core values. Occasionally you will have some detractors that like get swayed by one of the independent parties or the Tea Party, but they never win because they never sway that many people. So what you basically have is if the Tea Party and the Republican Party align in value enough, essentially what you're doing is forcing the Democratic Party to win because you're splitting the votes that normally would have gone to the Republican Party between the Republican and the Tea Party or whatever. And so because you have to have a majority of the vote to win, you're just splitting the vote that you normally would have got over here, making it so that it's easier for the third party to get the majority. And that goes both ways. You know, if the Democratic Party and the Tea Party are more in line this year, and people that would have voted for Democrat are now voting for the Tea Party, it allows the Republican Party to win because the votes are fractured now. So usually people don't vote for one of the smaller parties because they know there's not a chance that it's going to win, and it's just kind of seen as a wasted effort at that point. Another issue we have going on in the US is gerrymandering of voting areas. So when we vote for a president, for example, each state gets a certain number of votes based on its populace for the House of Representatives, as well as a certain number of votes for it being a state. For example, we have 50 states. Every state has 2 representatives in the Senate, or 2 senators in the Senate, which gives us 100. And then we have the House of Representatives, which is a different house, and they're based on each state gets allotted House representatives based on its population. So California has like 50 some odd. I don't know the exact number, but they have a lot. Idaho has 2. And it's done that way so that, yes, you are a state, you have an equal vote in the Senate because you're a state in this union, but then in the House, you're represented by populace. So each House member would represent like 2 million people or whatever the case may be. Within that, so your state has, take Idaho for example, we have 4, 2 in the Senate, 2 in the House. Idaho votes on a majority basis. So our Constitution basically says if 51% of the state vote Republican, our 2 senators and our 2 House representatives have to vote Republican for the presidential election. So that gives Idaho 4 votes. Even though 49% may have voted Democratic, there isn't representation for the 49 that voted Democratic because the state was an all or nothing vote. There are other states that do things differently. They may have a split vote. So, your representative for District 1, and they all voted Democrat. You get 1 vote for Democrat. You're the senator or the representative for District 2, they all voted Republican. We get 1 vote for Republican. So on and so forth down to like the 30 districts that they have. Some states allow their senators and their House representatives to vote based on what their districts they represent voted for, which I think is a better practice, honestly. It's more representative than, all or nothing. You know, you won the majority, you win all of the votes versus, because then your votes don't count. You know, it gives the feeling that they don't count. It's a very interesting system. And so in that we have gerrymandering where people in the state legislature manipulate the voting districts to kind of try to force the state to vote a certain way by saying, okay, we're going to draw the line here because we know people on this side of the line vote Republican, and if we can shift this line over just a little bit, we have less people voting Republican here, so we can try to force it Democrat, in things of that nature. Like every party does that. It's not exclusive to one or the other, but their object in office is to make it more likely for them to be voted into office next election. So gerrymandering happens. Yeah, not usually, Colossus. The independents don't usually create a coalition because um, at the heart of the core issues, you usually have a Republican or Democratic notion of things and how people vote. So like even an independent party getting together, chances are you will have independent Republicans and independent Democrats, and so they're still fighting amongst each other just because it's a very unique kind of system because at the heart of it you have conservative versus liberal. Like it says Republican and Democrat as the party, but really the issues kind of stem down to conservative or liberal, like equal rights, pro-life, pro-choice. On the issues themselves are what people are voting for, and the issues are so integrated into conservative versus liberal that independent parties can't really get a foothold because they may make a stance on like one particular issue, but there's like 50 other issues that people are concerned about. And so it's very hard to be like, okay, we're going to pick this issue from the Republican, this issue from the Democrat, because then your voters are going to be fighting each other because, like, oh, I want this, but I don't like that. And it makes it very difficult to have an independent foothold. Also, welcome Outlandish. How you been? Where are you from, Colossus? Like you're listing off a bunch of stuff about Germany, so I'm inclined to say from there, but I filled that Outlandish. Also, I will say take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, or as a grain of salt. While I did love my American government classes and my social studies and my history classes, like those were my favorite subjects in school, I have been out of school like 2 decades at this point. Two? Almost. 18, 14 years. I've been out of school 14 years. It feels like forever. So some things have slipped and not at the top of my mind for a long period of time. I've been pretty good. Kiddos don't let me stream as much as I'd like to anymore, but we do what we can when we can. Got me some pitch black ETB I'm thinking about cracking open at some point. See if I get any good pulls. I don't know. I will since you turned one down. Yeah, basically. I'm pretty much guaranteed to open up one at this point. I still might sell that other one. From India? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I thought you were from India, but you were listing off Germany in great detail, so I was like, maybe I have him mixed up with somebody else. Yeah, that I do remember. I never did see you hit me up on Discord. I thought something was missing. You guys have been missing out on the star emojis if you're watching vertically. And that star's been kind of wigging me out. I've been trying to press B to get it to fade from the screen, and it doesn't work. Thought I'd share that with you. Because fun fact, I am not watching this on an independent screen. I am watching it on the same screen that you guys do for the stream in horizontal mode because it's less resource intensive on my computer. So that star is in the way for me as much as it is for you guys, and I think it's epic. Oh wait, do I have two? Yes, I do. Will I stream a Lego Pokemon build? It's not outside the realm of possibilities. However, that would require a significant setup because I do not have room at the moment. My computer desk right now is a cabinet that well, it's a bookshelf that I turned into a cabinet that barely fits my computer. And I had to like build a sliding extension that I can remove to put my keyboard on. But I do have that big Bulbasaur, Venusaur, Charmander, or Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise Lego set to put together. I have not seen the Rayquaza set from Lego. Is it out already? I have the starter trio. I've seen the Eevee and the Pikachu, and I want to get them eventually. Ooh, get some back popping action in there. Let's see. Lego Ray Ray. Oh, 130, not bad. That's not too terrible. Um, I would probably do that, Exile. Give yourself an extra attack boost. Have I unlocked Jirachi from the bonus disc for Pokemon Coliseum? Yeah. It's actually not something you have to unlock. Like, you just have to own the bonus disc, and as long as you have a new save file for Ruby and Sapphire or Emerald, you can just transfer Jirachi straight to the game. That disc gives out infinite Jirachi. It's amazing. You don't even have to play Pokemon Coliseum to unlock it. It's not like Celebi. But yeah, I've on this channel before, well, not this channel, on the Brass Coin channel, I shiny hunted Jirachi. It was brutal. And we were blessed with that hunt. I think I got it in like 1200 and something resets. Took me the better part of 2 years. Oh, it was so long. 2 years off and on, I will admit, but still. Most of the time, I did 10-minute long resets. That shiny hunt is not for the faint of heart. Oh, no. Manaphy was super fast. No, Jirachi took forever. No, Manaphy I finagled. I did some shenanigans with Manaphy. Yeah, it was definitely Jirachi. Manaphy I got in like 400 encounters. Shaman took forever. If I ever hunt Jirachi again, it's got to be the like Pokemon channel version. Get a little bit more versatility than just the same 8 Pokemon everybody else has. Oh yeah, it would be delightful. Colossus, I don't have a new gaming room. Like, you're looking at it. This is my living room. I moved to a smaller apartment, so instead of streaming in a closet, I am now streaming in a cupboard, quite literally. One day, though, when I have my house, I will have a full-on setup. And then we will do a tour. Because if I have my way, it'll have like a secret entrance. William, welcome. Vaporeon, eh? That's a choice. I think whatever Vaporeon is doing, Swampert does it better. Except for fighting grass. Vaporeon probably takes the win there. But that gets traded out for electricity. Vaporeon takes the L there. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what your team is, Exile, but I would say probably Amistar is going to be the best. Given that you're only using gift Pokemon, it's gotta be Amistar or Aerodactyl. Perhaps, technically speaking, a Nidoran / Nidoking, Nidoqueen could be good because they're ground type. The worm's still out there worming, huh? Yeah, that Manaphy hunt, I accidentally finagled with some shenanigans by manipulating the save data of the Pokemon Ranger cart to generate infinite number of eggs, and then just trading eggs to a cartridge, and then checking the Sid and Pid combination of each playthrough against like 400 plus eggs and counting. Still hunting Staryu? Solid. How many encounters you at? You lost count at like 970. If I didn't have a computer keeping track for me, I would have lost count too. You took a break from it for a month? I took a break too, Outlandish. I feel it. I feel it. You really really do any Pokemon that are good against Psychic. Yeah, not so much. Pokemon that are good against Psychic in that game. Unfortunately, no Pokemon from Gen 1 got retconned into Dark type in Gen 2 when it was introduced. Oh, fishing for a shiny is horrendous. This is why we're buying Dratini instead of fishing it. I don't have the patience for fishing in this game. You wish you could do the same for Staryu? I wish you could as well. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I am not going to make it until these stars stop. Like, I'm fairly confident out of the 2,000, we've, if we're lucky, hit 200. Like, I'm fairly confident I could go to bed, wake up, and it would still be doing it when I got back. Like, I gotta get my kid to swim lessons tomorrow, bright and early. So I will have to go to bed soon. Nidoqueen, Amistar, Dragonite. Oh, dude, if you got Dragonite, just use that against Blaine. You got this. It's resistant to fire. Just teach it Surf and you're gonna body Blaine. Yeah, Starkiller. So, kind of what you have going on is the stars were bought on YouTube and the messages stopped being sent forever ago on YouTube. But what's happening is Streamlabs, a plugin for my streaming software, got that information all passed through to it, and it put them into a queue to be displayed on the stream. And it will process them one by one. So it's processing them about one every 30 seconds. Yeah. These stars are 2 joules, which is 2 cents. So this person, the one and only PG&I, from what I can tell, dropped like $40 to do these stars. Which one of these would do best against Sabrina? Dragonite also would be the best. Oh yeah. Like, this is the best use of jewels I have ever seen. I didn't even know this was possible. Still Dragonair. We'll get that sucker up to a Dragonite and go to town. Also, what's a Dragonite doing on your team? I thought you were only using gifted Pokemon. Also, as far as Pokemon that would be good to use against Blaine and are also a gifted Pokemon, Lapras comes to mind. I think it's water ice, so it's going to be resisting fire, I think. Got like 46 more levels? Gosh, dang. Wait, that's not possible. Dratini evolves in a Dragonair at level 32. Or 34. It's 31, 32, or 34. And it evolves into Dragonite at 56. So if you got a Dragonair, the most you can possibly have is like, what, 24 levels? Got from the game corner? Yeah, well, that's not a gift. That's taking the word gift extremely liberally. Right, but you still have to buy it. Like, they don't just give it to you. $24 levels to go. Fair. So if you have 24 levels to go, that means it's level 32, yeah? Hey, Tails, welcome. Depending on what the thing is, maybe. Nope, I don't want a Porygon. Not even a little bit. You need a clip of me telling you what you should say for your Moon Knight impression. I know very little about Moon Knight. Posted a promo on your channel. Like, I know Moon Knight is like the avatar of a Egyptian god of some kind. Loosely. And is driving its host crazy. The Fist of Khonshu. Yeah, that. I almost watched the Moon Knight. Like, I watched a few episodes. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head to do an impression for, have you seen the movie Venom? Any of them. More exclusively the first one with Tom Hardy. Do some quotes from Venom as Moon Knight. Your Ammonite knows Surf. That's valid. I'm just concerned that the Ammonite is too low a level for Blaine's 42 level Pokemon. Because his Pokemon hit hard and they hit fast. They bring some heat. I'm sorry for the terrible pun, but it had to be said. What did I say? He's trying to get the clip? Yeah, I said, do some quotes from Venom for your Moon Knight impression. Venom says some pretty off-the-wall stuff. None of which that I remember right off. It's either that, or you pretend to be Matt Pat from Game Theory in a Moon Knight impression. Oh man, it's been so long since I've been up this late. And I am up late. Yeah, you could probably level up there. That would be a good place to level up. Like, I've actually been thinking about dipping off to bed myself. But we're so close to 4,000. But ultimately, I know I'm not going to make it to 4K tonight. My goal is to make it so that I get to a point where I know that the next stream is going to result in 4,000 encounters. Also, I really need to update my thumbnail because, like, this has been episode 92, 3 episodes in a row. Only dark move you have is bite. Yeah, that's pretty typical. Who has that? Your Blastoise? Have I played the new Oblivion game remake? No, I have not. I want to. I did pick this up. And I have Oblivion, just not the remake. Right on, Tails. Never played Oblivion, but you love Skyrim. I would get the remake then. Since they made the remake a little bit more like Skyrim than Oblivion previously was, I think you'll enjoy Oblivion. Tails, thanks for the thought, but that's alright. Somebody popped in here earlier and dropped like 40 bucks on these stars. They're going to be popping up until tomorrow morning, I'm pretty sure. And like, I think that that is a phenomenal use of time, money, and trollage, and I think it's fantastic. Like, they single-handedly made it so that this would pop up the entire stream, and I think it's hilarious. I could just click button and say, buy a notification. But I respect the trollage. And it just adds to the ambiance here. And the fact that like it pops up and I can't see what I'm doing on the screen for about 20 seconds, and it's freaking funny. You posted a thing on your channel for 40 subscribers, and you crossed out a very special part. If you can guess what it is, you'll make whatever vid I want, and I have 3 guesses. Look at it first to know what not to guess. You crossed out a very special part. I'll have to take a look at it. All right, we got 9 more resets in us. We're gonna get to 3,900. This is very much full odds. 8,192. Something like that. Wait, are we being serious? They're doing a Ghost Rider movie? And they cast Ryan Gosling? I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Ryan Gosling is too bubbly. I do not understand at all. There's a certain one that he looks like, a certain Ghost Rider. I mean, he's about gotta be better than Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. But like, he just seems like he's too bubbly and smiley and happy, you know, too much of a pretty boy. But like, Ghost Rider is kind of that way. The quote for what? You feel like Nick was perfect for Spider Noir? I have nothing against Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna throw that out there right now, but I don't think he was a Ghost Rider. But he does play a inquisitive researcher very well. The calculating person. National Treasure is what I mean. National Treasure and Gone in 60 Seconds. Con Air. He tends to play the same person in each movie. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you have a role and a shtick that's working, like, yeah, there may be other actors that are more versatile, but like, if you're doing your craft well, that's all that matters. Wait, is Spider Noir a game? Like, I am lost. That's the quote you choose? Spider Noir is a show? Like, how are you choosing a quote at the end? Like, I don't... Is that just your favorite quote from the show? Oh, okay. I understand. No, I get you. I'm following. Go for it, Tails. Go for it. I thought you was talking like it was a quote from Spider Noir. The quote from Venom that you chose was the previous. I follow you now. I really should watch Spider Noir. I've heard good things about it. Alright, and one more reset just for good fun. Spider, Janet. Hi, Spider. Good night, Starkiller. No shiny today, but there is always next time. We'll catch you all then.